So she's back. I'm so happy that obviously Yelena Belova is back. I screamed when I first saw her earlier, and I'm really still excited now. I literally, obviously, I have no words for this episode. Obviously, yeah, I did make a video yesterday on whether we would see her in this episode, and obviously we did. Obviously, I kind of expected her to be in this episode, but I thought it would be a cliffhanger, and it kind of is because we were expected to see her in episode 5 and episode 6, and like I just said, I have no words of Yelena Belova obviously making her comeback in the MCU, and obviously Florence Pugh making her return. It's incredible, and I literally have no words. I'm lost for words. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit because of how much I screamed, and and how excited I still am, to be honest. Don't think I've ever been this excited to make a video before. Um, about obviously Yelena being back. It sets up a lot in the future. Obviously, I thought the fight scene in this episode was amazing. Now, this does say in the title episode 4 breakdown. Now, obviously it's not going to be a full episode breakdown. It's just going to be the Yelena Belova part. Obviously, I did say before in the past video that once the show is fully out, I will be making a overall review on the show. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I just want to talk about Yelena's comeback, basically. Yeah, I thought it was amazing. As soon as she took the mask off, obviously, as she was there, I thought it was crazy. Obviously, they were both fighting. Obviously, Kate was fighting Echo or Maya in her apartment, and then we cut. I don't know. On the other side, as soon as I heard Clint say to Kate that I'm fighting Maya, but when they both said they were fighting Maya or Echo, I think we all knew. When Clint said, "Then who am I fighting?" I think we all knew that it was obviously Yelena. When it cut to the screen of them two fighting, obviously you can just tell by Yelena's fighting style that it was obviously Yelena fighting. Obviously, it reminded us so much of Natasha. I thought there was a lot of hints to Natasha in this episode as well. Obviously, when Kate was falling, I think that reminded me of Natasha falling as well in Endgame. And yeah, there was a lot of obviously Yelena posing as well, quite a lot. I think we're going to see a different Yelena now. Obviously, she's a lot more soft than what we saw in Black Widow, which I like, and obviously any version of Yelena I will like. It's crazy, my favourite character in Marvel, and she's made her comeback, and it's absolutely incredible. I have no words. I've said for the 5th time this video. It's absolutely crazy in my eyes that she's here. Obviously, I don't know. I expected this to happen, but obviously when it happens, you're just so excited. And yeah, it's finally happened, and I literally can't wait till next week. Now I just want it to be next Wednesday now, just to see Yelena again and see what happens next in the show. Obviously, as Kingpin will be making his debut in the MCU, as we think anyway. I do think he will be coming back very soon. I think it'll be next episode, and I do think Yelena will maybe take Kate, or something on those lines will happen. A lot going around. Laura might die. There's a lot of characters that are going around might die. Even Clint might die. But if he was to die, I think it'll be at the hands of Yelena. Obviously, it is her task to kill Clint, and it would make sense if he did die at her hands. But I don't think Clint will die yet by Yelena. But I have a feeling in the future of the MCU, I do think Yelena will be heading off for I think he will maybe potentially get killed. If not, then they might work together as she believes him. But then again, she's working for Valentina, so we don't know what entirely is going to happen with everything that's going on. And I'm on the edge right now. I can't wait until next Wednesday. I'm literally so excited for the next episode of Hawkeye, to see Yelena and to see where the next 2 episodes go, because these next 2 episodes, they're going to be very dramatic and they're going to be very crazy, and I think all of us Marvel fans, we're going to have a hell of a ride these next 2 episodes, or the next 2 weeks as well, in the Hawkeye series. I do think that a lot will happen, obviously, as they said, like I said in the last episode, a lot's going to happen, and Twitter's going to blow up with episode 5, and that is the next week's episode. So I think next week's episode is going to have Kingpin and Yelena in the same episode, and obviously what's going to happen we don't know, and it's going to be a very crazy episode. There was obviously, this episode was obviously crazier as well, and obviously seeing Yelena, it's absolutely amazing that she's back. I thought her fighting, obviously as soon as you saw her fighting, you knew it was Yelena. Her fighting style is just unique, and it's crazy. It's incredible that she's back. I'm so happy that she's back, and I can't wait to see her in future projects, maybe Dark Avengers, because I don't think, obviously like I said in the last episode, I don't think the rest of these episodes will determine on Yelena actually accepting the fact that Clint didn't kill her sister, and obviously not just that, but it's down to Yelena. It is her job task to kill Clint, but I do have a feeling something might happen. You know, when Clint went to kill Natasha, like, you know, before, he didn't kill her, and obviously he had that feeling that she wanted out. And I do think that we're going to have maybe the same story with Yelena. Maybe Yelena wants out of Valentina. She didn't really give off good vibes. Yelena didn't really give good vibes off of Valentina when we first saw her in them two together in the post-credit scene of Black Widow. So, you know, I don't think Yelena has a good relationship with Valentina. I don't think she wants to do that anymore with what Valentina is tasking Yelena to do, and I do think it's going to be this sort of the same storyline with her. Obviously, Yelena's got the same sort of story like her sister. Maybe Yelena wants out as well, and Clint maybe takes her from that, and maybe Clint helps Yelena as well, and that's when Yelena will start, and we'll see a lot of, you know, her good side, and we're going to see a lot more of that in the future of the MCU. But I do think it'll be very cool to see Yelena in the Dark Avengers before she then obviously turns to the Avengers, like the Avengers we all know and love. So obviously, tell us what you thought about this episode. I'm expecting everyone to say that they can't. Obviously, I literally can't spit any words out now. I'm so excited. So obviously, tell us what you thought of this episode. I'm so happy that she's back, and obviously, like I just said, tell us what you thought. I hope you had a good day. Obviously, this episode made my day even better, and I'm so happy now. I hope you had a good day, and goodbye.